All right, Des, State of the Union, bring it.
President Obama is in Nevada and Colorado this Thursday, taking his speech on the road with a tour of several states to promote clean energy proposals from his latest State of the Union address on Tuesday, which had something for everyone on energy.
This country needs an all-out, all-of-the-above strategy that develops every available source of American energy.
He spent more time on energy than any other State of the Union address in recent memory, and he included a not-so-subtle jab at Republicans. He celebrated General Motors' return to number one in global car sales after Republicans had advocated letting GM die. But President Obama threw out plenty of red meat after that for right-wingers, with lots of drill, baby, drill, and frack, baby, frack, expanding on domestic oil and gas drilling.
We've opened millions of new acres for oil and gas exploration. And tonight I'm directing my administration to open more than 75% of our potential offshore oil and gas resources. We have a supply of natural gas that can last America nearly 100 years. And my administration will take every possible action to safely develop this energy.
That fractastic estimate of 100-year supply of natural gas is questionable, since the Federal Energy and Information Administration last week just revised downward their estimates for U.S. shale gas reserves by 2/3. One independent study estimates as little as 20 years in the supply.
Nonetheless, there was plenty in that speech for the right-wingers to absolutely love, but anything in there for anyone who wasn't a right-winger?
Yes, let's listen in.
I will not walk away from the promise of clean energy. I will not cede the wind or solar or battery industry to China or Germany because we refuse to make the same commitment here. We've subsidized oil companies for a century. That's long enough. It's time to end the taxpayer giveaways to an industry that rarely has been more profitable and double down on a clean energy industry that never has been more promising.
The clean energy proposals were by far the most detailed and substantive of any State of the Union speech. And we should also point out that it's probably the first time most Americans have even heard of these initiatives, since they're rarely covered in the corporate media.
Development of clean energy on enough public land to power 3 million homes. For the Department of Defense, the world's largest consumer of energy, will make one of the largest commitments to clean energy in history. The Navy purchasing enough capacity to power 250,000 homes a year.
And he even snuck in this for the first time in a long time. He said the forbidden words out loud.
The differences in this chamber may be too deep right now to pass a comprehensive plan to fight climate change.
I think he meant fight climate change, but he actually said the words out loud in a State of the Union address.
But not to do anything about it, only to blame Congress for not doing anything about it.
Well, aren't you a negative Nelly?
Speaking of negative Nellies, Indiana's Republican Governor Mitch Daniels had the task of delivering the Republican response to the State of the Union address, offering a remarkable window into the Republican alternate universe.
The extremism that stifles the development of homegrown energy, or cancels a perfectly safe pipeline that would employ tens of thousands, or jacks up consumer utility bills for no improvement in either human health or world temperature, is a pro-poverty policy.
The extremism that would lead the Republican response to come out and lie about what the president is calling for, and even toss in things like thousands of jobs lost on the Keystone XL pipeline when the company who makes the pipeline themselves has said it's hundreds, not thousands. That is what I would call extremism. It seems to me, Des, what the president was doing was making an appeal to everyone on the right and everyone on the non-right. The gamble is that everyone is going to either love him or everyone is going to hate him. Seeing as how a new poll released by CBS finds an extraordinary 91% of Americans approve of the proposals in the State of the Union address given by the president, means that, well, maybe he made the right gamble after all.